One of the obvious things about when you stick your nose into a whisky and trying to appreciate the aroma is just how complex it is. And you can get overwhelmed by all the different aromas within that, and it's very difficult to separate those aromas out. So to help with that process, whisky wheels aroma wheels have been invented. They start off with a central wheel in there which just divides the aroma up into different categories, and that lets you ask questions about the whisky aroma. So in this particular whisky wheel we've got fainty, floral, green grassy, cereal, peaty, just the major categories of aroma. So we can look at that and start dividing flavour up using this as an aid to our questions. We interrogate our own sense of smell within that. Of course, those are very large categories of aroma. Peaty, for instance, can stretch all the way from being very smoky, very acrid, all the way through to much more fishy-like, kipper-like, into medicinal type of notes, iodine-like, and that's just peated. Each one of those categories can do that. So then, to subdivide that, we go out to a further level, which starts to divide that up into, say, we look at the floral note, it's perfumed, it says like fresh flowers, it could be like a florist within that. Then we can get even further out and we can divide those flavours up even more into fragrant and scented violets, and they act as a way of being able to concentrate your mind into those different flavour categories. It can be used professionally, description of a whisky, by using the descriptors within a flavour wheel, and we can connect each one of these flavour categories to a part of the manufacturing process. So we go back to the whisky and say, the most obvious one, say, would be peated. The peated isn't sufficient. We increase the peating level in the malt, or it's stretched into an area that we don't like, it's too acrid, then we can move it over into, well, we expect this to become more medicinal. We can do that by changing the distilling recipe. It can be used by blenders coming up with a marketing description of the whisky, where that raises expectation in the consumer. So we can use some of the words on the outside. It's fragrant, it's scented, it's medicinal, it's heavily peated, it's peat smoke, peat reek. So we can use some of those words, and they give you an introduction into those categories of flavour. So the three layer of the flavour wheel can be used both from the outside going in to the different categories, or from the different categories and going out, and they help you interrogate the smells coming from a whisky and give you some ideas about what the manufacturing process has been and also what to expect in terms of flavour.